I have some tips for showing you how to make pockets and give it that professional look and make it easy on yourself. Why not? Come on, come with me and we'll go on a pocket journey. Pocket in half. Well, this is a pocket that I am making for this. See that? See, that's the purse I'm making. That's both sides of the purse. And now I'm making a pocket to go on the inside. So let's get started. We fold it in half. This is the one I just did, and I thought, well, I need to show you some special tricks on this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sew it, and we're going to leave 2 spots open. Well, you know, we're going to leave a space open. And here comes my kitty cat. We're going to leave a space open here. And I just use these to remind me. And it's not going to be you don't need too much of an opening, okay? So, because we're going to put a 1/4 inch seam. That's far enough. Now I'm going to skip over here. That's my opening where I'm going to pull the material through. I'm going to stop just a 1/4 inch before the ending. I think I stopped that way. And look, if you didn't make it all the way to the 1/4 inch, well, you can always lift this needle up and scoot because you want it to be exactly 1/4 inch. Oh, I'm getting good at stopping a 1/4 inch away. Okay. Okay, that frightened me for a minute. This is the gap right here that I made so that we can pull it through, okay? Before we pull it through, there's one very important thing you want to do. I know, besides trim off these, what are my trimmers? Even with all this organization, I still can't find everything I need when I need it. All right, here we go. This is not what I wanted, but it will trim that off. Okay, so here we go. You want to fold this back, the entire seam. Yeah, I know it's folded. That's on a fold line, but you fold this all the way back, all the way down, and this is going to make it easy. This is going to make it easy to iron it when you get to the other side. I mean, to sew it when you get to the other side. Okay, we're mitering the edges. Careful not to cut the stitching off. Okay. So be very careful pulling your material through, because you could pull little stitches and you could pull the material. Okay, I might have to do some editing. This is taking a minute. You don't need to see me struggle with this. I'll just speed it up. Okay. This is where you need a tool. This is one tool that you can This is called a turner. But you see, it's got a really sharp point. I mean, it's not real sharp. In fact, it's not really as sharp as a knitting needle, and some people use knitting needles. Another thing you can use, not sharp ones like this, but if you get if you have a pair of scissors, can you see that, how it's blunted there? See that? If I take those scissors and use the blunted side, okay, now watch me carefully. If you use the blunted side, you can rise up. This is something I taught myself. Rise up along that seam, because you really don't know where that seam ends until you get there, okay? And then kind of do the blunted end of the scissors to pull along that side, and then just keep going on into the corner, okay? And like I said, use the blunted end. And there's another way that you can do this if you want to get really, really picky, is you can take this pin and pull it out, the corner out. Uh-oh, I think I pulled it too much. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not so good at using the pin, especially dangling midair. Let me bring you over here because I'm going to have to iron it when I get done, because this is the part that I wanted you to see, was how to get these pointy ends ready. That's pretty good point. I do the same thing, or with this. This has got a kind of a beveled edge too. See that beveled edge? And so I'll use that to keep from, I'll use that along the edge of my seam here. And I just run it along the seam until I get to the end where that corner is. Find that corner very carefully. Don't poke it out. That pair of scissors did a really good job, didn't it? Let me see if I can do a good job with this turner. There you go. Now I've got it point, and then I'm going to run this up this corner here until I get to the end here. Of course, this is my seam. This is my seam. I'm running this up along this seam now to get to my top seam. And I have to get this seam. And you know what? You want to just keep ironing along the way, because see, your material gets all wrinkly when you're working with it. And probably once you get this pocket in the purse, you're not going to be able to, I thought it poked out or not. And so see this part where where we crease it, see how easily it creases back? It just remembers where I had creased it. And then you want to. Now this is going to be the pocket instructions for the patient's purse, okay? Now we've got this. And on this particular one, I don't know the reason for this, but the person I'm watching Chinook channel. She leaves that unstitched until she stitches it onto the lining, because I think she doesn't want to have too much stitching there, you know? And I don't want to have too much thread sticking out. I'll have to trim those. So there you have it, folks. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch line across the top of that. And then the pocket will be finished. One thing about knowing about sewing that 1/4 of an inch line is to remind you which is the top of your pocket. If you didn't sew it across there. So you don't want to sew this, you want to sew the top of the pocket to be the one that's complete. And so I'm just going to stick this under here. There. So we're good, right? We're real good with this pocket making. You've got this down pat. You're going to be a professional at making pockets. The next step that she always does is she folds this in the center, and the lining that she's going to put the pocket on, she folds that, and then you line it up. But we're not there yet. So this is just making the pocket.